It's finally time to install the rest of the sheetrock so we can move on with this project. And a little something about myself is that I hate installing freaking sheetrock, and I've recently found out that my dad also hates installing sheetrock, so I guess it runs in the family. It's just a pain in the ass to work with, and I'm gonna try my best, but don't expect perfection. I picked up some joint compound and mixed it with some water because I read online it's a lot easier to work with, then started spreading it onto the wall. I tried to make it look as nice as possible while it was wet to help reduce the amount of sanding once it dries. Cause if not, this stuff will let off a bunch of white dust and I'll be looking like I spent a bunch of time with Pablo Escobar, and we don't want that. We had to let the sheetrock dry for 24 hours before sanding it, so we decided it was a good time to install the floor. We're using this hexagon marble tile that we picked up at Lowe's, which ran us exactly $400 including the mortar and the grout, which brings the total to $492 so far in this build. Which isn't too bad because we made a decent amount of money from our last video, so we figured we'd dump it right back into the channel to keep giving you guys some good quality videos. But after cutting all my tiles to size and making sure they fit properly, I went ahead and started installing them. And I'm not a professional tile expert, but I did find that using less mortar works a lot better because it doesn't seep through the cracks of the tiles, allowing all the grout to stick properly, which gives you a nice finished look. After installing the tile, I let it sit for 48 hours before walking on it, then came over and removed all the spacers so I can install the grout. I used the soft grout float and worked it into all the cracks, and worked pretty fast before it dries so I can wipe it off with a sponge. And I'll link all the tools I'm using to install these tiles in the description below. But we then used a damp sponge to wipe off all the excess grout, and just like that, all the tile floors were laid.